This video is all about using the tool of a ruler. Now, we talked about in our goals for this week, we need to learn measurement. Okay, so a lot of you are already good at this because you've learned it in third grade and in the grades before, but we want to do fourth grade level work now. So, in the previous assignment, I asked you to look at a ruler, and a ruler is a measurement that we use to measure length or different distances. Okay, we know a protractor we used to measure angles before we left school, but today we're all about a ruler. And in the previous assignment, I asked you to make some observations about this. So if Ms. Brisbane was to observe, I observe on this side of the ruler, there's less numbers and they're farther apart than on this side of the ruler where they're close together. I also observe on this side of the ruler, I have a total of 12. And on this side of the ruler, I have a total of 30. I observe that on this side of the ruler, I see at the end, I have inches, inch. And on this side of the ruler, if I go to the end, I see I have cm, which stands for centimeters. So these are just the basics that you need to know about a ruler. You know that on one side there's inches, on the other side there are centimeters. Inches, centimeters. Now, when you answer the question, I want you to write it out. If you don't know how to spell inches and centimeters, either ask a family member or look it up online. Okay, so there's 2 units that we're going to focus on today. Tomorrow, we will look at how on the centimeter side, these lines in between are millimeters, and we'll look at that. Okay, so I want to start on the inches side. If you don't have a ruler, you'll see in the background, I have the ruler website up. That is, if I was to put it up, it would be the same exact measurements. And I'm doing it now, and I already did this, so I know it is real, right? You have only 10 inches on yours, but that's completely fine. So I notice in a ruler, I have 1 inch right here. So I know in a ruler, I start at the very end where that first marked line is. I don't necessarily start at the very end of my ruler because I have a little bit of extra space, but I start at this line right here, okay? Now, I know that there are lines in between. These are actually centimeters in between of inches. Inches are larger, centimeters are smaller. Inches are larger, centimeters are smaller. The most important part of 4th grade and any other grade is you have to measure using the correct units. If I have a problem and it tells me to measure a rectangle using inches and I measure it using centimeters, I am going to get that problem incorrect, okay? So what I want you to do is the main things you need to know is you need to be able to identify, meaning you can tell and look at which side is inches and which side are feet. Not feet. Which side is inches and which side are centimeters. But speaking of feet, I have a question for you to end this little mini lesson. On this side of my ruler, I have 12 inches. How many feet are 12 inches? How many feet are 12 inches? So that's the only thing I want you to get from right now. But your next assignment and the rest that you'll do for today, starting tomorrow, we are going to be using our ruler to complete a little project. So what you're going to do right now is you're going to go get the materials you need for your project for tomorrow so that you're ready, okay? You're not going to buy anything. We're going to be creative just like we were with the cereal box projects. So the things that you need a bunch of paper. You're probably going to have to cut up some paper, but your paper is going to be this long, okay? Your paper's going to end up being this long, pretty long. So you want to try to get some paper that you can cut up. So you need paper, you need scissors, and you need markers or crayons or something that you use to decorate. Scissors, paper, a good amount of paper. You saw how long this was. and markers or colors or something that you need to write with. You also will probably, because you all don't have this, so if we were doing this in school, I have this paper for you. But you can even use, so you also are going to need either glue or tape of some type, okay? So again, scissors, a good amount of paper, glue or tape, and markers or crayons or colored pencils, okay? You need to go get that. So your assignment for today is to answer these questions you already answered on this Ed puzzle, and also to get all your materials. But I'll give you a little preview of our assignment. So what you're going to be doing is each of these 8 things, you're going to measure out a specific measurement. So the first one is 6.5 inches, and you're going to write your name in a fancy yet legible style. So that's the first thing. So each thing on here, you're going to measure a certain amount of distance, and then you're going to decorate it using what I tell you to. So the second one is measure 4.5 inches and write your birthday and decorate it. Okay, so you might be able to use your About Me project, your cereal box, to do all of this stuff, but it's just a more fun way to practice measurement. Okay, so make sure that you remember everything that we went over in this mini lesson for tomorrow. So tomorrow we can do our project and we will be measuring and coloring all at once. Hope you have an awesome day. And really quickly before we move on, I want to show you the ruler site. So like I said in the welcome video, when it comes up, you want to put yes that you do have a Chromebook 11. And this is inches right here. But if you go to the bottom, sorry, I'm all over the place on the screen. If you go to the bottom right here, it says related items. If you hit online ruler CMMM, this will give you centimeters and millimeters, okay? So when you do your observations, maybe you want to go back and add some for your observation assignment that I just had you, where what 3 things that you notice about a ruler, but you're able to change it back and forth right here. And again, I know that you only have 10 inches and about 25 centimeters. You will not need any more than that. Make sure to go get your materials, and I look forward to seeing your projects tomorrow.